The crescent moon was half hidden behind wispy clouds. The midnight sky glimmered with stars, and Rachel Walker lay asleep in her bed. She was dreaming of her many magical adventures in fairyland. Most people can only dream of such a thing, but Rachel had often visited fairyland in real life. Only her best friend Kirsty Tate shared the wonderful secret that they were friends with the fairies. Rachel, the loud whisper broke into Rachel's dreams. Her eyes flickered. Rachel, came the whisper again. Rachel frowned and opened her eyes. It sounded like Kirsty. But how could it be? Kirsty was miles away at home in Weatherbury. I must have dreamt it, Rachel murmured, closing her eyes and sinking back into sleep. Rachel, the voice was louder, and this time Rachel felt sure that she had not imagined it. She sat up and stared around the room. Who was speaking to her? She crossed her fingers. Please let this be the start of a new adventure. Hello, she said. There was an answering patter on the window pane, like tiny drops of rain. Rachel jumped out of bed, her heart thudding with excitement. She ran to the window and flung open the curtains. Moonlight spilled into the room, and Rachel gasped. Kirsty was outside, fairy-sized, fluttering her gauzy wings against the glass. Rachel's fingers trembled eagerly as she turned the handle and opened the window. Kirsty slipped inside. Brr, it is cold out there, Kirsty said, rubbing her hands. She was wearing pajamas and her dressing gown. Rachel pinched herself to check that she was not still dreaming. How did you get here? She asked. And why are you fairy-sized? What's happening? Kirsty flew to Rachel's bed and snuggled under the corner of her duvet. I was asleep until about 10 minutes ago, she said. Then I felt something thudding on my earlobe. It was Elisha the Eid Fairy. Of course, said Rachel breathlessly. The new moon is in the sky. It starts tonight. Usually the fairy adventures that Rachel and Kirsty shared lasted no more than a few days. But their most recent adventures had been very different. Jack Frost and his goblins had stolen the festival fairy's magical objects to create his own festival, Frost Day, and now festival days all through the year were in danger of being ruined. The girls had helped the fairies at Diwali and at Hanukkah, but there were 2 enchanted objects still to find. Elisha said that the festival fairies need to talk to us, said Kirsty. She wanted us to come to fairyland straight away. She turned me into a fairy and then waved her wand to bring us here to Tippington. But when the sparkles faded, Elisha was not with me. Rachel, she has vanished. Rachel darted towards her dressing table. She opened the jewelry box and took out the locket that Queen Titania had given to her. Inside was a pinch of sparkling fairy dust. There should be just enough magic here to carry us to fairyland, she said. Rachel put on her dressing gown and then sat beside Kirsty and sprinkled the fairy dust over her own head. She felt a familiar tingle down her spine as she shrank to fairy size. pearly wings opened on her back, and she reached for Trusty's hand. "Please take us to the festival fairies," they said together. Instantly the room was filled with little specks of dazzling light that danced in the air like fireflies and clung to their hair and clothes. Soon Rachel and Trusty were shining from head to toe. Then the light grew even brighter, and Rachel's bedroom completely disappeared.